Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
I see you, Max. I'm just trying to get all these people. Wait, let me see your face, Max.
My camera doesn't move, so it's kind of just stuck there.
How do you talk to Miss Becky?
She asked me the same thing. I just told her that like I can't move it, and she just told me to poke my head in really quick to make sure I was even there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Hi, hon.
Hi. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning. Jasmine. There we go. Hi. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. There we go. So how you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Okay.
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. Trying to read those messages. Okay. Okay, I got how many people? Lena, okay. There we go. They're coming in slowly but surely. Hi there. Lena, I need to see your face, hon. Not a picture. There you are. Hi. Lorena. Yeah. Letting them in slowly, one by one.
Hello.
Hi. Lauren. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
It was like stuck right there for a minute, then all of a sudden you moved. I'm like, oh. I thought the screen had frozen.
No.
Just an FYI. Jocelyn and Amanda. We're going to start on chapter 12 today. So when everyone gets in here, I'll tell them why we're starting on chapter 12. Okay.
Okay.
Just an FYI so that you guys know. And I barely had time to go and get the background up. So I want to get that up to the screen up for you.
Mm.
But it's not working just yet. There we go. So welcome everybody that's just coming through. So I just came back from a weekend, so some of you have already been here today, like worked yesterday, but how was your weekends? Anybody do anything exciting? No?
I cut my bangs this weekend.
Ooh, they look nice.
Thank you. I was nervous because I cut them like really low because I didn't want them to like shrink, but
Right?
they look fine.
They do look fine.
Thank you.
Kind of nervous when you've got curly hair, huh? You know what I used to do is just on curly hair, I would like cut them dry, just like a guide, and then I would wet the rest of it and then trim it so that I would go, okay, I'm not going any shorter than that because that's what it's going to look like when it's dry. So that was an easy way to remember. Hi, Jocelyn. There. It's got to be more than this. Okay. How long were you guys waiting, Max? And who else came in early this morning? Venetia?
I was just waiting like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's me.
All right. Okay. Kristen and Shay.
You would want to fill out, but you can't.
Huh? Hey. Okay. Trace.
Hi, Miss Jamie.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Like, yay, everybody's coming in early here. It's not even 5 after. That's good. That's really good. Kristen, where's your beautiful face? There you go. Yeah. So those of you that are coming in, we are doing chapter 12, but as soon as everyone gets in, I'll explain why. Giving it just a little bit more time. Good morning, for those of you that just came in. Good afternoon, I guess.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Do we still have class tomorrow?
I believe so.
Okay. I was
Because
just
you come in, you come in
for
on
high school.
Thursday. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, you come in to school on Thursday, right? Or do you come into tomorrow?
I don't physically go to school, but I was just asking if we still have Zoom because like for high school, they don't have school tomorrow.
Okay, you're right, you're right. Yes, we do still have it.
Okay.
Okay. It looks like everybody's coming in a little bit late. We're going to start on chapter 12, and then I'll kind of go over what happened, I guess. A lot of you didn't realize that you would be going through this textbook a couple of times. A couple more times if you go past the 1,600 hours trying to complete your course. Okay, and so normally what happens is there's a 2-hour theory certain days of the week. Like when I went to school, it was 2 hours on Tuesdays and an hour Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and there was no class on Saturday, just regular practical stuff. So what happens is everyone's on the same subject in theory. And then from theory, you go on to your class. So either you're a senior or you're a clinic floor or you're a freshman, then you go back into those. But apparently it was really kind of confusing, wasn't explained that way. So it kind of made people a little nervous. So here's what's going to happen. We're just going to start on chapter 12, but I am going to ask you, those of you that do have the computer and access to it, to take the chapter 11 test, because apparently you guys have finished it in your freshman class. Is that correct? You've already finished 12 or 11, excuse me, the WIGs.
Yes.
So, and I only had like 1 page left of theory anyways, but you wanted me to go ahead and start on the 12 today. So this afternoon, I guess you're going to take that test so that I can get the grades off of it tomorrow or tonight, as soon as you can, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Can you do me a favor and see if you could pull it up right now, the test? Because I want to make sure it's unlocked for everybody, okay?
You mean the
Okay, I will
test?
do that.
Okay, someone else was talking besides Trace. Who else was asking?
It was me, Venetia. You mean
Okay.
the test which is on the pivot point, the
Yes.
challenge test, yeah?
Yes.
I
Well, no,
completed
it's
that.
a test. No, you go onto the North Adrian's on the Learn screen. You go to the very bottom in
Okay.
that gray area. North Adrian's at the very bottom. Click on that. And then you're going to go to chapter 11.
Chapter 11. $11.2, yeah?
11.1. Is that open for you? 11.1?
You mean the lesson challenge, yeah?
It should be a test,
Which
right?
is 10 questions.
Okay,
Yeah, the lesson test, which
Okay,
is
then
10
it is on
questions.
that part. Yeah, okay,
Yeah, I did that already.
okay. I just
I
wanted
have
to
a-
make sure.
I have a question.
Sure, hun.
Where would we exactly be able to find that?
Are you pivot point or are you ROP? Christian?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you a pivot point student? Or are you an ROP student?
I'm an ROP student.
Okay, so you won't get this part, okay? So you won't have
Oh,
to take
okay.
it, okay? So if you're coming to school, okay, you will take it with Miss Sue. If you're not coming to school, then you'll take it at another time.
Okay, so I would have to go to the school and take it with Miss Sue?
If you are already coming to school, are you coming to school yet? Like on Thursday, Friday, Saturdays?
No.
Okay, then no, you don't have to take that,
Oh, okay.
okay? Yeah, just wanted to let you know that, okay?
So the ROP students don't do it at all?
Not unless you're coming to school here on Thursday, Friday, or excuse me, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which probably you aren't, not in my class. So RPs in this class, no, because you're night students, right?
I'm a what student?
Night student. Like normally you're going to be a night student from 2:30 to 8 is what you're scheduled for.
I assume because I guess.
Yeah, don't worry about it, okay?
The whole thing still confuses me a little bit.
I know, it gets a little confusing because again, it's just the theory in this class, okay? I know that sounds kind of crazy, but when you're in your other classrooms, or if you're in a pivot point class when you come to school here, that teacher's teaching you practical ops, because when you come to school, I know it sounds crazy, but you're only doing practical ops. The teacher may give you a little instruction and a little theory and background behind it, but it's not the thorough theory. Okay, so that's basically what they're talking about.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for clearing that up.
Okay, no problem. So does everybody understand that? You do your theories on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because of COVID, all right? And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if you're coming to school, that's when you're doing your practical. Okay?
Yeah.
Right, so we should be on chapter 12, okay? And it should be on page 319 in your study guide. And if it's in your textbook, it should be 413. I'm hoping right in those pages. I was waiting until everybody got in here so I could at least pull up the slides.
I think her name's Venetia. I don't think she had it right because this test is 25 questions long. It's not 10.
Oh, okay. Venetia,
Yeah,
did you find the
but-
25
okay.
question one? Yeah, you're right, because I was wondering if it was a challenge. I was ready to go tell Donovan he didn't do this right. But if you got the 25 questions, yeah, that's the one you're supposed to be taking.
Where is the
Okay, so you have to go to but let me see if I can pull it up here and then give you the screen, okay? All right, just hold on a second, all right?
Are we talking about the wigs and hair piece or hair addition?
The wigs and hair pieces.
Yeah, I've done that one. That's 20 question.
I seen the one that she's talking about. 11.1 has 20, and I think 11.2 has 10.
No, that's
So
What I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's-
then
you know-
that's the one you're supposed to do.
hold on. You know where you would go, like how you would click on cosmetology fundamentals and designer's approach? When you
Yeah.
click go into the lesson, you actually go down. It's North
Yeah.
Adrian College.
No, she's telling you that's where you were at. She wants you to, instead of going to cosmetology fundamentals, you go down to the bottom where it says North Adrian's.
Yeah, that's where I went.
okay, and then you type in 11, and it should have a whole chapter 11 test on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip the screen here just a minute because I'm gonna try and pull this up, all right? Get that out of the way. So I'll be right back.
Okay, there is a chapter 11 test which is locked when I go on the North
Okay.
Adrian.
Venetia, did you just start? Like you've just a brand new student?
Yeah, I started
Okay,
last week.
I'll have Donovan unlock it for you because he has, like, the people that are in this class, he unlocked it for them, but I guess he didn't unlock it for you. So I will get it unlocked for you, okay?
Okay.
All right, give me a second, I'm gonna switch screens. I'm just waiting for this to pull up.
Yeah, it says chapter 11 test, but it's locked.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I will have Donovan pull it up for you, okay, and unlock it.
Mhm.
Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Pull this one up. Just hang in there so I can pull these slides up. Oh, it's like forever for this computer. So here we go. It's coming up slowly but surely. Come on. Wait. Hear me talking to myself, huh? You guys can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Okay. Good Lord, I swear. See, this is why I don't like to do. I don't. Hey, come on. Jeez. Okay. Okay.
Miss Janie, what page did you say for the study guide?
What page? 319?
Okay, thank you.
Is that the page for yours? Correct? Yeah?
I'm gonna check right now.
Okay. Okay. Got the page up, so it's just got to pull it up here. All right. Now the slides are downloading.
My page says 303.
And it says perming effects on it.
No, never mind. Hold on.
Okay. I got half a page up here.
Okay, I got it.
Good, okay. It's still downloading. It'll be done here in a second. Takes such a nice time to do this. So has any of you gone through this, any of the perming part at all with Miss Michelle yet? Or she was going to start it on Thursday?
Yeah, she did a little bit of theory.
Anyone from her class?
Yeah, she
Okay.
did.
I just want to check. Okay. I'm just waiting for your little slides. Ding, ding, ding. So what do you think perming actually does to the hair? Anyone have an idea?
To curl the hair.
I know you're going to, yeah, it's going to curl the hair. It's going to add volume. It's going to add texture and movement. So you know where it says perming effects?
Yeah.
Well, I'm waiting for this to download itself. You can add, it adds volume, texture, and movement to the hair. Because it does make it feel thicker and fuller. Ooh, here we go. Okay. I'm going to share screen. Okay. Okay, let me know when you guys can see the slide. Okay. Should be like a little picture of a perm.
We can see it now.
Yeah, we can see
Everybody
it.
can see it? Okay. So basically what we're going to be talking about is the history of perming, the perm theory, the perming essentials like your tools and stuff, infection control, the client consultation, and then the perm wrap overview. Okay. So let's start to scroll down here. Excuse me, 1 second. I got two people in the waiting room. Sarah and Lexi. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm skipping over that because that's basically your it's going to be your practical apps. Here, let me grab hold of this. There we go. Okay. And those were just different types of perms to do, but that's your practical app. Okay. So you should be able at the end of this lesson to explain and demonstrate the fundamental theory and procedures of perming. Okay. And there's also actually talking about relaxing too, because you can see that in the middle picture. That is the relaxer. Okay. Chemical texturizing, that's the chapter basically. Okay. It involves perming, relaxing, and curl reforming. Covers all three of those. So I'll let you know when you're going to put this into your book, okay? Okay. Perming is a highly valued service, and it's a significant revenue generator because it makes a lot of money. I'd rather do a perm than have to do 5 haircuts because then I don't have to work as hard. All right. Next to your perming effects, I had told you it adds volume, texture, and movement to the hair. So that's going to be what you're going to put into your book, okay? You know, I said that earlier. If you've already got that, I'll switch the screen, okay? Because then we're going to go into the history of it. Give you a minute to fill that in. Okay, and change the page. Come on. All right. Heat perming wave machine. Has anybody ever seen one of these machines before? Okay, now I'm going to ask you like one more question. Does anybody, or have you ever seen an I Love Lucy episode? No one? Never even heard of it? Okay, it was a show back in the 50s. And it'd be on one of your like comedy channels or whatever.
No.
Okay, and Lucy and Ethel, her best friend, would go to the beauty shop. And at the beginning of the series, Lucy would get, it would take them all day. They'd leave at 9 o'clock in the morning and they wouldn't come home until 5:30, 6 o'clock at night. And I kept thinking to myself, how long does it take to do a perm? Okay, or they must be going to a beauty school because in order to get a shampoo, a cut, a perm, a set, and comb out, okay, it would take about that long for a student to do it. But I'm like, at a beauty shop, it should take no more than 2.5 hours. Okay, and now we can even do them faster. So what we're going to do is fill in this little book, or your little squares up there, where it says today, constantly evolving, that type of thing. You see that little block? The history, popular technique, and specialized treatment, right? Okay. Let me go through this and I'll tell you what you're in. Okay, that machine that you're looking at was invented by Charles Nessler in 1905. It involved the spiral method of wrapping the hair, which means you're going to go from the scalp to the ends with heated rollers, not like the original ones. Then there was a strong alkaline solution that was applied to the hair, and then they would attach these clamps to the hair. Electricity and liquid, yeah. Okay. Okay, the crocodile method. Basically, this means you're going to wrap from the ends of the scalp, okay, to the base. Okay, it led the way to use the use of clamps or preheated or separate electric units that were placed over the hair. Kind of like a curler, but it was not. It was electric that went over the side of it, right on top of this part of that roller. Okay. The other one was the spiral method, because those are the two methods. There was a heatless technique, which was known as the overnight perm, okay? And this one was Ralph I. Evans, and Everett McDowell in 1931, and they introduced it at a Midwest beauty show in Chicago, okay? These used biosulfides rather than heat. It was just another chemical, okay? Some of the perms that we have now, they are heat activated and you don't need to use like electricity to do it. They heat all by themselves and they're time perms. Okay. Cold waves, okay, use a solution of thioglycolic acid and alkaline. It was invented by Arnold Willett in 1938. There were no machines or heat used, and the hair was wrapped on the perm tools while waving lotion, or it processed the hair without heat. So we call these our cold waves, all right? And those actually are an 8.0 to 9.5 on the pH scale. So you can see that anything higher than a 7 is going to be alkaline, anything below that's going to be your acid, okay? Okay. I can actually have you fill this stuff in here in just a second. Okay. Heat waves are going to be your acid or ectothermic, excuse me. The acid appeared in the 70s. They were called buffered waves, okay, which are gentle. Any type of acid wave is going to be gentler on the hair because our hair is made on the acid side. It's a 4.5 to 5.5 on the pH scale, our hair. Okay, endothermic. Heat is added to speed up the processing time by placing a plastic cap on the client's head and placing them under a preheated dryer. The exothermic is generated with heat without external heat source. Okay, so let me explain what that meant. Okay, that endothermic, okay, they could apply the solution to the client's head, but it didn't start processing until you put them under a warm dryer. Okay, the exothermic is, it has its own heat. So what you're going to do is add 2 bottles together. And once you combine those 2 bottles together, the bottle will actually get warm. And it's heat generated from that point by mixing those 2 chemicals together. And that's what we use nowadays. Okay, and both of these, all 3 of these perms are usually 6.9 to 7.2. Okay, so they're going to be a little lower than your alkaline waves. Okay, what I'm going to do right now is go back up to the top of your text. Okay, I don't want you to look at the screen where it says today and constantly evolving. Do you see that, everyone? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Under specialized treatments, you're going to put in there neutral, low pH. Okay, neutral, low pH, alkaline, and low no thio, which is THIO. Okay, so it's going to say neutral, low pH, alkaline, and low no thio.
Where does that go?
Under the specialized treatment, where it says today. See it on your worksheets? Did everybody get that?
Sorry, can you repeat what we write?
Okay, it's supposed to say neutral, okay, low pH, alkaline,
Off.
excuse me? Someone have a question?
It was me. My internet went off.
Oh, your
Yeah.
what went off, your screen?
Yeah, I couldn't hear
Okay,
you
okay.
at
All right, it's going to be neutral,
all.
low pH, or alkaline. Okay, and then it's low no thio. Does everybody understand that one? They got it? Okay. Then you're going to go to 1970s, okay? And this is when we started with heat waves, your acid waves, your endothermic, and your exothermics, right? That's in your popular technique. Go over to specialized treatment, and you're going to write in there thioderivatives, okay? Thioderivatives. And I'm going to spell this big old long word for you, okay? Because this is what the main ingredient in these thioperms, okay? I'm going to say it first, then I'll spell it for you. It's called glycerol monothioglycolate, okay? And you do need to know this, okay? So I tell the students, remember, it's the big G word for gentle, okay? The big long G word, okay? For acid perms. So it's G-L-Y, because I'm going to spell it for you. G-L-Y-C-E-R-O-L, okay? MONOTHIOGLYCOLATE. So it's one big long word, glycerol monothioglycolate. Yeah, you'll have to know that one, okay? And I tell them it's the big long G word standing for gentle. Okay, that's your gentle perms. Everybody get all of that? Yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, 1938 now. This is when there was cold waves where they used no heat. And so the main ingredient in this one is thioglycolic acid or derivative. So I'm going to spell this one for you. Okay, it's THIOGLYCOLIC, and then acid, ACID, or derivatives, or something like that is basically what they're saying. So it's thioglycolic acid. So we have our cold waves, the main ingredient is thioglycolic acid, and your heat waves are going to be glycerol monothioglycolate, okay? They're both perms, but they're used for two different reasons, okay? So my heat waves, they can be used on hair that's a little bit damaged and not as strong, fine hair, and you just want a good crisp curl, okay? Your cold waves now can be used on more stronger hair, like gray hair, okay? More resistant hair, something like that, okay? Because it's an alkaline, it's a little bit stronger than that, okay? There's nothing wrong with using a normal to, damaged hair on your acid waves, but for your alkaline waves, those are going to be for hair that can actually take that chemical because it's stronger. Does everybody understand that?
So the 1938 one we're doing is, you said alkaline?
No, 1938 is alkaline. Yes, it's thioglycolic acid. Okay. I'll give you just a little quick thing. Right next to that, why don't you put 8.0 to 9.5 right there, okay, in that box, so you can remember that one, okay? 8.0 to 9.5. And then where you had that glycerol monothioglycolate, you're going to put 6.9 to 7.2. Now your acids are always going to be the weaker one, so the lower the number, okay, to help you remember those. Okay, got them? Glycerol monothioglycolate is 6.9 to 7.2. Thioglycolic acid is going to be 8.0 to 9.5. Okay. Now your 1931, this is when they used an overnight wave, okay? They used no electricity, and they used something that caused a chemical reaction. And I'm gonna spell this one too, okay? They used biosulfides, and it's BI, like boy, I, the slash, okay? SULPHIDES, okay? Let me tell you a little story about that, okay? This overnight one, back in the 80s, we did the same exact thing on an overnight perm. Well, they called it a no neutralizing perm, okay? And what we did, okay, on a regular perm, you would use the solution, the chemical solution, and then you would use a neutralizer afterwards. Well, this one, you permed their hair, and when it was done processing, you rinsed it, but you didn't do anything else to it. You blotted it dry, and you sent the client home with the rollers. And they came back the following day, and then you took them out. So you didn't even use what they had to do for a neutralizer was called air neutralizing. So there's no chemical afterwards. And I just kept thinking when we were doing this, I'm like, you know what? I don't want my client going home with my rollers, first of all, because I can't sleep in rollers. So if I have a client that's like me, I wouldn't come back the next day and bring the rollers back. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to do these type of perms. But this is how they used them. They actually let the rods sit in overnight. Okay, go down to the 1926, okay? And this was known as the crokinole or preheated method. And crokinole means you're wrapping from the ends to the scalp with your rods, meaning I'm gonna start a curler and roll this way all the way to the scalp, okay? Under this specialized treatment, you're going to put in there strong alkali chemicals, okay? Strong alkali chemicals. And I'll spell alkali, it's A-L-K-A-L-I. Okay, A-L-K-A-L-I. Okay, 1905. Okay, this was the spiral method. It used that heat machine you saw in the first illustration. Okay, and this
Wait,
means,
can you spell that word for me again for 1938?
oh yeah, 1938,
Yeah.
the thioglycolic acid. Is that what
No,
you mean?
not 38. 26. Sorry.
Okay, alkali, it's A-L-K-A-L-I. Okay. All right, so your 1905, now in your specialized treatment, you're going to put in there, it consisted of strong alkali solutions. But the other one was just strong alkali chemicals. This one's strong alkali solutions. Then our last one on here, which should have been actually the first one under the ancient Egyptians, okay? They had wrapped hair on sticks back in the days, okay? They applied a mud to it and they baked in the sun, okay? And then when it dried, they took the sticks out of their hair and they had somewhat of a curl. The reason why it actually curled and stayed in there longer was because there was sulfur, which is one of the ingredients that's in your neutralizing. So you're going to put in there possible sulfur derivatives in the mud, okay? So possible sulfur derivatives in the mud. Does anybody need any spellings? Okay.
Can you say it one more time?
Possible sulfur derivatives in the mud. Everybody good? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're going to go down to where it says people you know or to know, right? Okay. We talked about Charles Nessler. Okay. And what you're going to write in your book is he invented the first heat permanent wave machine. Invented the first heat permanent wave machine. I just spelled permanent wave P/W. Then you're going to add 1905 in that also, because that was the year.
He invented the first, what?
Heat permanent wave machine. Everybody get that one? All right. You're going to go to Evans and McDowell, and they invented the no electricity perm. Okay, the no electricity perm. 1931.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Okay.
Evans and McDonald invented
No electricity perm in 1931. Okay, Arnold Willett, okay, he invented the first cold wave. Okay, he invented the first cold wave in 1938. Okay, let's see if my screen is actually. Okay, there we go. Okay, you have that? Don't look at my screen. I'm just kidding. Don't look at my screen. We're not there yet. All right. Then it has 4 little blocks at the bottom, correct? You've got cold waves and heat waves, right? So let's start off with the cold waves under the thioglycolic acid. Okay, you see that little dot there? Okay, little bullet. You're going to put in there thioglycolic acid or derivative, and I'll spell it. There we go. thioglycolic. Okay, that first little bullet is thioglycolic acid or derivative. This is going to sound funny, this next part. Okay, the next little bullet there, you're going to write 6 to 8 hours to process. Could you imagine? 6 to 8 hours to process your perm. I mean, it's locked in there finally. That's a little bit A little bit too much. Okay. Then kind of move over to the alkaline side. And then you're going to put in that first bullet, ammonium thioglycolate, because that's basically what its name is. And I'm going to spell it for you. It's AMMONIUM. Okay, and thioglycolate is GLYCOLATE. So it's THIOGLYCOLATE. Everybody get that? I see the head shaking. No, you didn't get it? Yes? Okay. Did you get it, hon? Trace, did you get that? Okay. All right, so to go down to the heat waves now, okay, and it has that acid endothermic, correct? All right, the first bullet, you're going to write that big old long word in there again. That glycerol monothioglycolate. You will be able to pronounce it sooner or later. Okay, and I'm going to spell it for you. GLYCEROL. Okay, and then MONO. Okay, THIOGLYCOLATE. Glycerol monothioglycolate. Okay, and right underneath it, I want you to write not. Who had a question?
Yeah, me. So
Okay.
yesterday I couldn't pick up the homework because there was no way anybody was able to take me. But today, the only time I can go is right now. So I might have to miss this class.
Okay, this is actually recording, so you can pick it up afterwards. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so back to me here. We're still in that same bulletin. So right underneath, or that bullet, underneath the glycerol, not where the little black dot is on the second one, still in the first one, you're going to write in brackets, no ammonia, because there's no ammonia in this solution. Okay. I know you walked into a salon sometime and you can smell that perm. You're like, oh, it smells like rotten eggs and stuff here. Okay, and that's one of the chemicals. All right, for the second little bullet there, you're just going to write heat is added. Okay, heat is added. Okay, so now we're going to go over to the exothermic. Okay. What you're going to write in there under the first bullet is its perm solution is mixed with an additive. Okay, perm solution is mixed with an additive to generate heat. Okay, so perm solution is mixed with an additive to generate heat. It's usually like those little two bottles that you have to mix together. Okay, and the second bullet you're going to put in there, there's self-timing, and they can be acid or alkaline. So those perms are really kind of easy. Once you've actually wrapped the head, you're going to mix your little bottles up, you're going to pour it on, put the little plastic baggie over it, and let it process. And then it'll usually say like normal hair for 20 minutes, and you just don't touch it. Don't even really do a test round on it because it's pretty much set to go. With that plastic baggie, you want to keep that heat in there so it'll continue to process. If you take the baggie off, then the cold air is going to hit to it. It's not going to process like it should. However, when we're doing a cold wave, we need to check it like every 2 to 5 minutes, okay? Because you don't know if it's actually processed or not. And sometimes people can come up in like 2 minutes. I'm not kidding. I've seen clients go, I only processed for 2 minutes. And I was like, yep, they actually had a curl already. So it just depends on the client's head and hair. Okay, so your next page, you should have 320 or close to those pages in your study guide, correct? And it talks about perm theory. It's telling you there are two major phases, okay? They're known as the physical phase, where you're basically wrapping the perm, and then the chemical phase when you're applying the solutions, okay? So in your textbook, it's asking the same thing, okay? Your physical phase of perming, okay, is actually wrapping the hair onto the rods in the pattern that you chose. Okay. The patterns you're talking about is like a 9-block or spiral. There's different types of ways of wrapping it. But what I want you to put in that first part up there is the physical phase is wrapping the hair around the tools. Okay. Okay, and then right underneath it, you're going to have to write the chemical phase, which is applying the perm solution, rinsing, applying the neutralizer, and rinsing. Okay. So those are our two phases of the perm. Is everybody still with me? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Huh? Talk to me.
Yes, we are here.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to change the slide here. Okay. Come on. Okay. And again, it goes through this, okay? The physical phase of perming is the desired size and shape of the new wave or curl pattern that's achieved by wrapping that hair around that perm tool, which becomes the mold for the new texture. So what they're basically saying is depending on how tight you want that curl, you're going to put a rod that's chosen to match that curl, because your curl actually comes from the rod. It's not from the solution, like however long you leave that solution on, that's how tight it's going to be. That has nothing to do with it, okay? What has everything to do with the curl size is the roller that you choose, okay? So you need to know that. So that's what they're talking about when it says the desired size and shape of the new wave pattern or curl pattern is achieved by wrapping the hair around that perm tool. You choose that size of curl you want, okay, by the rod you choose. Okay, and it's also saying that to wrap the hair smoothly and evenly around that tool, okay, and using the appropriate tension without stretching it. I'm going to explain something about that. When you are doing a alkaline perm, you are not going to have a firm tension on there. When you're wrapping an acid perm, you will have that firm tension, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because on the alkaline one, where this is a stronger perm, if you wrap that really tight, you could wrap it to the point where you could actually make it snap. Okay, once you place that rod on there and the rod's too tight, it won't actually process. I've seen the rod band sit like right on top of the scalp and there was no movement ready for it. So when an alkaline perm goes on there, it starts to swell the hair up, okay? And if the hair is too tightly wrapped around that rod, there's no movement where it can actually swell up and actually create a new curl. So what happens is it's wherever that band is, you can give them a haircut right there. Okay, snap it right there. So if that band's like close to the scalp, she's gonna have like little bitty hair about this big or that tall. Then you don't want to do that, okay? So you're gonna wrap tighter on an alkaline, acid than an alkaline perm. Does everyone understand that part? Between our two solutions? Yeah, okay. All right. Again, that physical phase of perming is to perform where you'll need to become familiar with your perm tools, which are your rods, your end papers, your base sizes, your tool position, and your wrapping patterns. Okay, well, you already know what your perm tools are, right? Your perm rods, okay? And you already know what your end papers are, the little papers that we use to wrap the hair to protect those ends, okay? Your base sizes are usually going to be the size of your roller, okay? So the base size should be the same size as your roller size. So if you were holding the rod, the end of it like this, right here, oops, right here, that diameter, then that's how wide your base should be, okay, on her scalp. And then your tool position would be whether it would be an on base, off base, half off base, and they're usually half off bases for your perms, okay? Because on base is gonna be too tight. All right, that's your tool position. And then your wrapping patterns would be, am I gonna put a 9 block in? Am I gonna do a spiral wrap? What type of a wrap am I going to give her, okay? Maybe I just wanna change the direction that her hair is moving, okay? Like this part, because she has a cowlick over here, I want it to lay down, so I'm gonna, rearrange that hair to make it go this particular way. That's what you can also do with the perm, not just make it curly. All right, got a couple more minutes here. Okay. So these are our wrapping tools. The crokinole method again, okay, it's going to be the hair is wrapped from the ends to the scalp, kind of like when we roller set ahead. Okay, we also have a spiral, which is base to ends. There's also an ends to base one. Okay, but they're done differently. Do you see the middle one is basically, they're like tubes is what they're used for, those rods? Okay, it's a tube and it's like a loop like this, okay, for a spiral. And then you have the spiral when you're using a regular rod, only you're turning it vertically instead of using it horizontally. Do you see the difference? I'm going to give you a reason why you would choose either one of these, okay, for your spiral. If you have hair that's 6 inches or longer, you probably are going to want to use that spiral base to ends technique with that loop on there. And the reason for that is because if the hair is very long, okay, very long, if you wrap it this way, you're going to, you see how that wrap kind of goes like this down that loop? Okay, that means when you apply the solution, all that hair is going to be curled the same, exactly the same from the scalp to the bottom. So she's not going to have like tighter hair or looser hair when it gets closer to the scalp. However, on the ends to base one, okay, because this roller can actually have that little concave section in the middle. All right, when you wrap it on the end, she's going to be a little bit tighter, but as it gets closer to the scalp, it's going to be larger. Do you see that? Because every rotation is going to add it thicker. It's going to make the band thicker because it's just overlapping itself over and over. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, I'm trying to explain this. Okay, if I used this, and I'm just going to try and, this kind of has a little dent right here, okay? But if I had somebody that had long hair and I wrapped it, it's all going over the same section, right? And so the closer it gets to the scalp, because of its length, it's going to be wider. My curl's going to get wider, right? Where the middle one, all of the hair on that strand that I picked up is going to be the same exact size because it doesn't get smaller or larger. Do you see what I'm talking about? No one's answering me. So I'm like, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Okay. Because that's basically why you would choose that. So like if someone came in and showed me a picture of a perm and the curl that they wanted, I would have to determine whether that curl looked like a spiral curl, which is the same exact curl from the scalp to the end, or is it the ends to base spiral where I'm using a regular rod to do that, okay? I think the one with the rod, it looks more natural because it's looser here and gets tighter as it goes down. Okay. Okay, so you know what, before we fill this in, I want you to go to where that says distribute and section in your book, right? And next to distribution, or distribute, excuse me, you're going to write distribute the hair in the direction you want it to move. So if you want the hair to go back, you're going to roll that back. If you want it to go forward, you're going to bring it forward. So distribute the hair in the direction you want it to move. Okay, then you're going to go into the section part of it, and it says section the head according to the length of the perm tool and your wrapping pattern. So section the hair according to the length of the perm tool So this perm tool that I'm using is this long, okay? So that's what I'm trying to tell you, okay? Section the hair according to the length of the perm tool and wrapping pattern chosen. Okay, are we good? Yes? Okay. Any questions so far? Because we've got 5 minutes here and I want to make sure you understand that I still want you guys to take that little test, okay, for chapter 11 online. Are there any questions about what we discussed today? Like what a perm does?
Where do we find that test at?
Okay, if you go to the learn section, the learn page, right? And then you know where it shows you that column of the gray area.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna go to the bottom where it says North Adrian's. Do you want me to pull that up and walk you through those screens?
Yeah, please.
Okay, all right, let me close this one, all right? Okay, stop sharing that one. Okay, so let me go back here and I'm gonna switch screens, okay, hold on. Okay, come on. All right. So from the home screen, okay, on the Learn About Beauty, okay, you would switch over to the Learn screen, okay? Let's see if I can share this one. Okay. Okay. Still coming up.
You said switch to the learn.
To the Learn screen.
Okay,
And
then
you'll
go
see
down to
this.
the very bottom where it says North Adrian Beauty College.
Yeah, do you see the screen on yours right now?
Yeah, I'm doing it on. I have my
Okay,
screen
okay,
split. I'm
all right.
doing it as you said.
So then you're going to go down to the bottom where it says North Adrian's Beauty College right here.
Mhm.
Okay, and you're going to click on that.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're going to go to chapter 11. Okay, so see how it lists like all these chapters? Like you're going to scroll down. Keep going. Oh, mine's on facials, but okay, hold on. Let's just go to the next page. Okay. Next page, let's go. Okay, so you have to go to chapter 11. So chapter 11 test right here. Okay, and you're going to click on it. Okay. So I want to make sure everybody has gotten it unlocked. Okay.
Wait, where?
Still locked.
It's locked for you. Okay, I know it's got it locked for you, but is everyone else locked?
No, let me see.
It's locked for me.
Yeah, I know. Mine was unlocked.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Most of them are unlocked. I think Venetia is the only one that isn't unlocked. And who else?
Mine's locked too because I started at the same time as Venetia.
Okay, what's your name?
Athena.
Okay.
Athena? Okay, so that's, I'm gonna have Donovan unlock it for you too, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Can you have him send us a message when he's unlocked it?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. So everyone else should be able to get onto it, correct?
Okay, I got it.
Okay, now, if anyone has an issue and it's still unlocked, then you need to send a text to Donovan. Okay, I'm gonna take care of the two students I've already talked to, Venetia and Anthea. All right. So everyone else knows that they're gonna be doing that test, correct? Good.
Yes.
All right, thank you, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, bye, Miss Jenny. Trees,
Okay.
did you find it?
I'm about to
Is
text
everybody
you right
okay?
now.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye.